Ever since I was a little kid, I've wanted to be a firefighter. I would watch the fire engines speed past me and be so mesmerized by the flashing lights and sirens. I would wonder, where are they going and what's going on? But I would never get the chance to see what happened. I even had a little fire engine back at my house in California that I would ride around on and pretend to save my little sister. Even today, the thought of becoming a firefighter and having the opportunity to save lives gets me motivated to work hard and continue on this path. I want to explore firefighting and see if I would like to pursue this career later in life. I want to see how I, personally, can help out the community and where this path of life might take me. I want to show people that I am strong and will do what it takes to help people in need. I have always loved the idea of firefighting, and I can now pursue this dream. It is a real difficult job to get into, but with enough courage, it can be done. I came across this Bible verse, Isaiah 43, verse 2. It says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you." This stuck out to me because firefighters risk their lives every day when they encounter fire, yet they carry on. They save many lives, and this verse gives me strength to follow through, knowing that God is with me. With firefighting being one of my dream jobs, I've come to the realization that I need to have a genuine love for what I'm doing in order to work as hard as I can for it. I found this quote by the writer named Dale Carnegie that says, "People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing." Not only can I apply this quote to firefighting, but to Capstone itself. With this being one of the biggest projects we have ever done, thinking positively about it and having fun is making it an easier journey. It makes this project feel like something I am doing in my free time, as opposed to an assignment. When I first heard that we were going to have to dig deeper into a passion that we had, and at the end of the year create a big TED type speech, I was nervous. The stress of schoolwork put on top of another activity for an assignment seemed very overwhelming at the time. Right when we actually got into the work, I kept my head high and I tried to be as optimistic as I possibly could. As soon as I really got into what I was doing, I had completely forgot that it was even for school. I wanted to keep exploring new areas and researching new ways I could increase my chances of becoming a firefighter. With this hunger for more, I realized that this speech was going to be way easier than I had thought, and that I could actually teach to anyone who listens to this what I did to not have much stress about it. Pick something that you really enjoy, work hard for it, and by the end of the year, you will have no regrets about any of the work that you did. I really suggest going for something that you are going to really enjoy. Something that makes you happy. Back to what I was saying about picking the capstone for me. I thought about this deeper as I searched around for possible jobs that I would want to pursue later in life. I thought, what would I enjoy, love to do every day, and not be overwhelmed with a constant checklist? Then it hit me, firefighting. This is one of the jobs that I would love to do and would love to do and would keep me very happy. Firefighting is a competitive job to get to and can take even years to get into unless taken the right steps. I couldn't find any statistics about the acceptance rates for getting accepted, so I decided to do the math for here in Colorado. Each firehouse has about 12 to 25 people that work on rotating shifts. In Colorado, there are 320 registered fire departments. This means that there are about 6,400 firefighters. I have also found that about 5,000 to 1,000 people apply for firefighting every year. With those stats, you can really see how hard it is to become a firefighter because they can't just hire everyone without people quitting or retiring. With firefighting as something I am extremely passionate about, I will do anything for the position. Something that I did this semester was interview Garrett, who is a firefighter. I have known him for a little while now, and he has been in service for about 5 years in firefighting. I couldn't tell you how happy he was to hear that I was pursuing this career. Every question that I asked him, he answered with excitement. I asked him all sorts of questions about his career, Then he said something that really stuck out to me. He said, "And every time I come into work, I don't know what I'm going to run into. It's fun. And every time we get a call, could be fire, could be something more routine, could be anything. But having that unpredictability really makes me enjoy the job. Plus, it focuses in on your home, plus it forces you to hone in your problem solving skills. You don't know what you're walking into. You don't have time to plan ahead, so I love it. This is exactly how I want to have a possible career, and he's living it." This taught me that even though I might get stressed out at times, I need to remain on my path and be more optimistic about the situation that I am in. Not only has my journey into firefighting taught me to be more optimistic, but it has shown me patience. This is a great virtue to have for many instances in your life, for school, jobs, family, and God. Right from the beginning of a new experience, you should try to learn how to be more patient. Not only will this help you to reduce stress, but it will help you make the whole experience a lot easier. Without patience, you can gather a lot of stress on your shoulders. Another thing that I did this year was go on a ride along with the fire station. This was a really cool experience that I was able to take part in, and ultimately showed me how to remain calm during chaos. Talking to Garrett, I asked him how many calls he usually gets a day. He said, "We are guaranteed probably about 15 calls a day. Sometimes we get 20 plus. With the 24-hour shifts, you need to have patience and not be worrying about what is coming next. You can get anything from a car crash to a huge building fire." During the ride along, I got to see just about everything. It all began when I woke up in the morning pretty early and headed down to Denver. I headed to a nearby donut shop around 8 a.m. I grabbed some donuts for the 4 men that I would be working with for the next 8 or so hours. After getting the donuts, I arrived at the fire department and met everyone. I was really nervous at first that we wouldn't click and that it would just be really awkward the whole day. I had quickly forgot about all that fear that was just growing from the nice greetings of the men there. For a while, we had just chatted and got to know each other while waiting for a call. It was honestly really fun experience from the beginning. We even went to King Supers. We even went to King Supers in the fire truck and picked up burgers for lunch. Then, when we got back to the firehouse, we cooked the food and watched Netflix while waiting for more calls. We would hang out at the fire station and clean the truck, the kitchen, just anything around. While hanging out with the other 4 men on the shift, I saw the true brothership that had formed. They would make jokes and just have fun the whole time. It wasn't until my first call that I actually started to panic a little bit. It wasn't anything serious, but the fact that we had something made my heart race. Keeping patience in mind, I knew that everything was going to be okay and that they would keep each other safe. For the first call, it was just a diabetic patient whose blood pressure was too low. We walked right into his house and into his room, and we were the first ones on the scene. Then, while keeping him comfortable, we waited for the ambulance to arrive. I had never really thought about how many calls firefighters actually go on, and what calls that they even went on. For our first call, or for our last call, I got to see what happens when a fire is called in. The firefighters gave me all the gear that they wore, which was surprisingly heavier than I had thought it would be, and I had to stay calm while putting it on, so I wouldn't mess up and slow them down. We all rushed to the fire truck and blazed the sirens while heading to the fire. So what they do is they have 2 people in the front looking for cars and other obstacles in the way, and they have the 2 people in the back getting out the map looking for the nearest fire hydrant to the house. They have to move very fast to get the hose on because someone's life could depend on it. The fire truck pulled up to the fire hydrant, and the 2 people in the back quickly jumped out and attached the fire hose very fast. Then they got the hose ready and made sure that everyone was going to get out okay. Thankfully, it was a small house fire and nothing too crazy. This really showed me what being a firefighter was all about and kept me wanting to continue to work hard for this position. With the competitive nature that this job has, I have learned that I should always think further ahead about what I am doing and don't procrastinate. With my daily job and schoolwork, I have learned to stay motivated. If you work hard and put your mind to your goal, then success is in your path. Right from the beginning of this project, I knew that I wanted to shoot high and work hard. As I talked about before, the one thing that I really wanted to happen was the ride along. I knew that it wasn't as easy as just calling the firehouse, but I was ready to put my work in. I put my mind to it and went to the headquarters located in Denver right away for an interview. With enough determination, anything is possible. Keeping myself motivated is a key part in helping me get this job. One thing that I would really push on anyone listening is to stay determined and shoot for anything, because it doesn't hurt to try, and you could end up loving what you did. I have found out a program that really boosts your likelihood of becoming a firefighter. It is called the Cadet Program. Like firefighting, it is pretty competitive to get into, but with a lot of community service hours that I already have, I have a higher chance of getting in. You get accepted, or you apply in December and wait around 3 to 4 months to see if you get accepted. After you get accepted into the program, you have to go into the firehouse headquarters for a panel interview with a paramedic, firefighter, police officer, and a sheriff. After all of that, you're in. Unfortunately, this year I didn't get accepted, but that will not stop me from applying next year. This is a great opportunity that I am hoping to get accepted into because it raises my chances of becoming a firefighter a lot. Another thing that I realized is how effective the Capstone due dates were for me. I wouldn't have as strong of a grip on my end goal of becoming a firefighter without pushing myself to the next level of determination. You have to work hard for what you want in life and don't stop for the highest chance of getting what you want. With the hopes of becoming a firefighter, I know that thinking more positively, having patience, and putting my mind to my goals, I will be one step closer to success. I suggest figuring out what virtues you will want to have while doing this assignment. Having the virtues that you will need in mind while reaching for your goals will not only give you a much easier time going through with it, but you will gain much more valuable information that will help you in the future. It will also give you and your peers something to look back on when you are older. The power of strong faith in God will continue to encourage me to finish strong. I also want to challenge all of you out there to work as hard as you can and follow your dreams. Everything is possible if you are devoted and happy in what you are doing.